Okay, hello everyone. I'm Wansop from PSC team at the Durham Foundation. I'm very glad to be here to talk about privacy and scaling with the zero knowledge proof to the Vietnamese community. I hope the builders in the Vietnamese community can be inspired by this talk to build some new projects using ZKP for the privacy and scaling. Yeah, actually, it's been a pretty a while that we've been talk about the how privacy matters. Yeah, so actually, privacy is a essential component for our own freedom. So, by the Universal Declaration of the Human Rights by UN, the Article number 12 says that no one shall be subject to arbitrary interference with his privacy, family, home, or correspondence, nor to attacks upon his honor and reputation. Everyone has the right to the protection of the law against such interference or attacks. But unfortunately, we are mostly depending on the trustworthy party for our privacy. For example, like Google or Facebook. So what we really have to do here is building a trustless privacy. Let me talk a little bit more about what is the trustless privacy. This is kind of a traditional model, and actually, the end-to-end encryption is a basic stuff to keep our privacy and also to resist the censorship. But actually, the end-to-end encryption is not enough because you encrypt your sensitive data and the trustworthy party, the counterparty, will decrypt the data. And what we have to do here is just wishing that the data doesn't get leaked by some reason. So we can actually change the structure with the zero knowledge proof in a better way. So it's something a privacy with the knowledge of argument. So instead of giving your sensitive data, we can give the knowledge of arguments and a proof that the knowledge of argument satisfies the given condition with the given data, revealing without revealing your sensitive one. And the counterparty will just get the homomorphically encrypted data and the knowledge argument. So actually, this is not be very intuitive. So I can give you some example. The example is the ballot, the anonymous voting. So here, the knowledge of argument is the you have the right for the voting. So when you kind of a in the democratic world, when you vote to a politician, you have you need to prove that you have a right for the voting. Like so, when you go to voting, then you need to give your kind of some ID card, and the vote management system, well, vote manager will check your ID and let you just vote. And actually, using the zero knowledge proof, you don't need to reveal your ID card. So you don't need to trust the vote manager to act correctly there. So yeah. Yeah, so the counterparty will have only the knowledge knowledge of argument that you have a right permission for the voting. Okay, let's go to the next part. So yeah, let's talk about the yeah. So actually, it is very it is not enough for having this kind of a privacy system. So to have a fully privacy enabled system, network level privacy is also very important. But the problem here is that network level privacy is very easy to get the those attacks. Just imagine about the case of Tor network. So actually, watching YouTube using Tor network is a kind of some DOS attack. So because you are just using that very valuable traffic of the privacy-enabled network, so we can also use zero knowledge proof for the to prevent this kind of network level privacy DOS attack with adding a spam protection layer, which uses ZKP. Actually, this is pretty simple. Um, you can imagine that you have a private key and the y-intercept of the polynomial is your private key. And imagine that this polynomial has an order of 3, then if you reveal, if you share more than 4 points on the polynomial to me, then your private key will get leaked. So for the network level privacy, we can let people send the point together with the signal with the ZK proof that the point is on the polynomial that you committed with your private key. So actually, this is a pretty good example where we can use ZKP not only for the privacy stuff, but also the other things for the infrastructure for the privacy-enabled network. And let's, yeah, yeah. So um, actually, Ethereum is the world computer, but it's also an earth for the Ethereum community where we are living on. It exists only one in the world. So instead of requesting all computations to the Ethereum network, we can build a better system in a more distributed way and trustless way using zero knowledge proof. We can compute, the end clients can compute by themselves at first and giving the proof. And then the Ethereum network can just skip the heavy computations for all over the network. Also, instead of sending the all intermediate data to the Ethereum, we can also skip the sending the intermediate data and we can just send the result and some proof. Then we can save the storage. So these two kinds of things are the key thing for the scaling of Ethereum using zero knowledge proof. So I want to introduce the team PSC at the Ethereum Foundation about what we are doing. That the PSC team is a subgroup, and we are a team delivering public goods and doing the experiments for the privacy and scaling of Ethereum. In more detail, what we are shipping is the anonymized identity and anonymized reputations. You actually, if you build some anonymized identity social media, then you will get encounter some problem that with a very some violent content or etc. So we can use some anonymized reputation system like proving your Reddit karma without revealing your username. And also a payment protocol, which is in the privacy enabled, and the spam protection that I shared, the rate limiting nullifier, and the minimal anti-collision infrastructure, which can prevent the bribery when you do some quadratic voting, like quadratic funding. Then actually I can bribe someone to just vote to my project, and I can give some airdrop later. So it's kind of a bribery, and minimal anti-collision infrastructure using the ZKP can prevent those kind of some bribery. Also, we are delivering some scaling solutions using BLS signature, and the ZK EVM. Actually, Jerry shared the PSC is also delivering the ZK EVM, which is EVM equivalent. So actually, the ZK EVM is a project for the cryptographic proof of validity of Ethereum block. So we are also shipping these kind of projects too. And UX researches for applied ZKP applications, because apply ZKP applications just like the anonymized reputation system or the minimal anti-collision infrastructure are a whole new things that haven't existed before. So actually, we are figuring out the better user experience by the research team, and benchmarks for about the proving schemes or recursion schemes and toolkits that everyone can use, because we are our mission is delivering public goods that others will never do if we don't do. So we are doing those kind of things. And also, actually, this is the reason why I'm here. We are also doing the ecosystem development stuff. So we are planning to visit Vietnam more often in the coming next year, just to help the community grow by themselves. And what we do is giving some education. We are giving some learning grants, and also like the, for example, we just gave some grants for building the second brain for ZK researchers, which is kind of a zettelkasten form of nuts, which is well known by ROM research. And also we are just trying to release the curriculum for ZK to learn ZKP, and running some grants like semaphore grants, the anonymous identity grants, and L2 community grants. And also you can propose your own grant to the team. Then we can review that, and if it makes sense, we can give you some grants. So actually, if really want to say this to the Vietnamese community, that if you are interested in public goods and protocols, and the frameworks and tools and researches, experiments for the privacy and scaling of Ethereum, with actually this is really important with the ethos of the open source culture, then please reach out to us. And we are doing a lot of collaborations with many teams, and also giving some general grants and hiring people too. So please visit the applyzkp.org, where is our main website. Then, yeah. And also, you can start some simple beginning. You can make some simple beginning, like because we have a lot of some open source projects. So you can freely fork those projects, modify and share by the free software spirit, and just contribute to the project. Then it should be a pretty simple and good start of the getting involved in the ZK community, and the way to contribute to the privacy and freedom for the world of freedom. Okay, so thank you so much. I was Mansa from PSC team. Thank you.